Hello, I'm Chili, and welcome to my programming tutorial series. This is the first installment of what should prove to be a long series of game programming tutorials. Now, this series is geared towards the total beginner, so if you don't have any background in programming, don't worry about it. You don't need any mathematical training or anything. Contrary to popular belief, programming is pretty simple. It's a pretty straightforward process. I would definitely say that, for example, painting or mastering a musical instrument would be considerably more difficult than learning to program. That's just my opinion, but I'm pretty sure any derp can do this stuff. And you should do it. I mean, programming is awesome. It's like the ultimate Legos. And what's beyond that? It's useful. This series is going to, the theme is going to be, acquiring the skills to be able to make your own games, right? But you could apply what you learn here to anything. I mean, if you need some kind of an application to help you learn a new language, I've written programs to help me learn Japanese. Or maybe you have some kind of open source game that you're playing and you want to have a peek under the hood. Well, if you're a programmer, then you can just take a peek at that source code and see what's going on there. Or you could modify it yourself. The possibilities are endless. So why don't you stick around and give it a shot? You might actually like it. Now, it's getting late, and I'm not a fan of long introductions, so let's just get right onto it. First thing we gotta do is we have to talk about requirements. Alright? You're gonna need a few things to be able to follow along with me in these tutorials. Just to get a couple things out of the way, these tutorials are we're going to be learning the C++ language, and we're going to be programming under Windows in DirectX. So, I'm hoping you have Windows, and I'm hoping you have DirectX, and it's all up to date. If it is not, then you better get on that shit. Now, here are some things that you probably do not have. The first one, Microsoft Visual C++, 2010. Oh wait, 2020, not quite. F1. There we go. 2010. Express. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of me failing at typing here because I got a new keyboard and it's really messing me up. Yeah, so this is the program that we will be using to make programs. Yeah. It's freely available from Microsoft because they're such swell guys over there. And yeah, you're gonna have to get it. Get it now. Well, not now. Wait a second. I gotta tell you the other stuff you need to get. Now, the next thing you're gonna need is something called the DirectX SDK. June 2010. Yeah, so SDK stands for Software Development Kit, and it is the thing that you need to make DirectX programs. Not to be confused with the DirectX runtimes, which is the thing you need to run the programs. I imagine you have the runtime. Basically, anytime you install a game, it will install DirectX with the game. So you likely have DirectX, but you need the DirectX SDK. And that is also freely available from Microsoft, because Microsoft is happiness and sunshine, sugar and spice. Everything nice. That's Microsoft, right? Okay. Now the third thing you're going to need is something called the Chili DirectX framework. It's something I made especially for this tutorial series, and you're going to need this to follow along with me. It's a special for you. Comes directly right from the bottom of my prostate. Yeah, so you're going to have to download this stuff. Now the framework, I am going to put a link for that in the description, the video description, right below the video. There should be a link down there, down here somewhere, down here. So click on that link and download the framework. But before you do that, you will have to download and install Visual C++ and the DirectX SDK. Now these things are from Microsoft, so I'm not going to link to them because the links will eventually get broken, and I don't want to have to worry about that shit. So yeah, use your Google Foo and get on it. Just a little disclaimer, I mean, if you cannot manage to find and install a couple of basic freely available pieces of software, then programming probably is not going to be your thing. I mean, I said it was simple, but you know, there's simple and then there's simple. So this is your initiation. Install this crap, these two things, and then download my framework. It's going to be a zip file, so just put it somewhere nice and safe on your computer, and when you come back we will get on with it. Alright, so go now. Are you done? Alright, I will believe you. Now before we get started, I just want to show you one thing. While you're doing this tutorial, you're going to have to follow along with the video while you work in Visual C++. So, I think screen space is going to be at a premium. Monitor real estate. In that case, what you should do is you should right click on the video. You got a video running or something? Oh. Right click on it and go to pop out and pop that motherfucker out. Okay, and now you can shut up, Plump. Now you can resize it at your leisure, and also you don't have the all the other junk that takes up space here, so it's much more efficient use of your desktop. And hopefully you can figure out some arrangement wherein you can watch my video while you program. Now, you should have installed Visual C++ and the SDK. And you should have this zip file, which is my framework. Now what I want you to do is double click on the zip file and just drag this folder onto wherever it is you are going to be working. I'm working on my desktop. You can work wherever the hell you want to work. It's a free country. Now double click on this and we will take a quick tour of the framework. You've got a few folders here. First folder, license. Not important unless you are going to redistribute my software in one form or the other, in which case you should follow the license. It's the GPL, which stands for something, but I can't remember what it stands for. The second folder, not important, just forget about it. Third folder, assets. This is where all the stuff is. And by stuff, I mean the source files. This is the stuff that is used to make the program. When you make a program, you write a source file or source files, which are just basic text files. This is just a text file like any other. Nothing special about it, except in the way it is written, I guess. Yeah, so you write text files, and then a compiler, something called a compiler, takes those text files and goes nom 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 nom, and then it poops out a executable, which is a program or an application. Okay, so let's get started. This thing is called a solution file, and it is a file that basically groups our whole project together. It stores what source files belong to the project, and it also stores the settings that are needed to build the project. So double click on it. I've set it all up for you. It's going to say down here parsing included files. It's building a database that will help us out later. It might take a while on your computer if you have a slow ass computer, but it only does this once. It's already finished on mine, so once it's done forever. Okay, so here are those source files, those asset files that I showed you before. They all belong to the project, so they're all in the Solution Explorer. Yeah, so you can double click on, let's say, one of these files and take a look. And that's what it is. This is a source file, C++. This is source code. This is the stuff of programs. It probably makes absolutely no sense to you, and that's fine, because it shouldn't. If it does, you probably shouldn't be here. Now, there's a bunch of files that make up this framework, this program. And you can look at them if you want, but it probably won't do you any good at this point. One observation you might make is they tend to come in pairs. So you have a CPP file, timer.cpp, and then you have timer.h. And there's a reason for that, of course, but again, it's not important right now, so just forget about it. What I do want you to do is, before we get started on programming, we want to make sure that you installed everything correctly and didn't fuck anything up. So to do that, we are going to build the framework as it is. We're not going to do anything with it. We're just going to try to build it in its native state. So what I want you to do is go up to the menu here, go to Debug, and go Build Solution. And we'll see an output window pops up here. Here it's going nom 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 on all the source files. And then it says it pooped out a executable, succeeded. If you get a failed here or something else, then you've managed somehow to fuck this up. And I don't know what to say. I suggest you go back and retrace your footsteps and see if you did something incredibly stupid. If you do that and you still don't know what the hell is wrong, I guess you could post a comment on the video, or you could try to ask for help on my forum, which is on my website. But you'll probably be greeted by a lot of face palming and stuff like that, so just make sure you haven't done anything incredibly stupid before you ask questions. That's probably a good philosophy anywhere in life, actually. Alright, so if all went well, then we have established that you are ready to start programming. Now, we built the framework, and so we have an executable file somewhere. If you look back in our project folder here, you'll see a bunch of other subfolders have been created. Well, 2 more. This one, I don't even know what this is for. I have no idea, and it's not important, so don't worry about it. And this one, the release folder, that's where our program is that we just built. So if we double click on it, we can run it. And here it is, the Chili DirectX framework. Right now it does absolutely nothing. It's just a big black screen.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blickety black, 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 I'm black, 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 y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, cause I'm black.
That's enough of that. I just couldn't help myself. So yeah, it does nothing. and that's what it should do. If you got an error, or if you got something other than a blackness, then once again, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you managed to fuck it up somehow. But I mean, that shouldn't happen. If you built it, it should run. If you build it, it will run. That's my belief, my firm belief. Okay. So, we've got it all set up. We're ready to program. I could end the video here right now, but I think we should do just a little bit of, we should get our feet wet just a little bit in programming here. So I'm going to get you to open the game.cpp source file and find this thing here. It's got some green text here. It says game compose frame. So I want you can delete this green text, it's not important. Delete that. And you will repeat after me. Type exactly what I type. To the letter, to the white space. GFX dot PUTPIXE. Damn you, you cocksucker. L open parentheses 400 comma 300 comma 255 comma 255 comma 255 parentheses semicolon. And I managed to delete that brace, so I'm gonna put it back here. Yeah, type this in exactly. Make sure you get the capitalization right, because capitalization counts. And don't forget the semicolon, because everyone forgets the semicolon. Even I forget the semicolon on occasion. Okay, so once you've got this typed in, you go to debug, you build the solution again, and it says succeeded. If it doesn't say succeeded, you typed it in wrong. So look it over and don't be such a derp next time. Now we can go back here and run the program again and see the fruit of our labors. But we're not going to do that because we're lazy. So we're going to do things the lazy, smart, lazy way, which is if you go to debug and you click on start debugging, it will run our program for us without having to go to the directory. Like a schmuck. We'll get Visual C++ to start our program for us like a boss. Now, here is our framework again, and as you can see, I just made everything go away. Okay, as you can see, it's our familiar black screen of death, but now we have one little lonely pixel, white pixel in the middle of our black field of blackness. Right here. Yeah, so we typed in a line that said put pixel, and now there is a pixel on the screen. What could it mean? Alright, so that's your first line of code. Congratulations, you're now officially a programmer. Not quite, but it's a good start. I think it's a very good start. I approve this message. Now, you have a homework assignment. And your assignment is to fuck around with this line of code. Because messing around with stuff, fooling around, seeing what happens when you push the big red button, that's what it's all about, people. I'm here to guide you through the process of learning programming, but it's no substitute for independent learning skills and independent thinking skills in general. So what I'm going to get you to do is screw around with this line, specifically screw around with these numbers and figure out what they mean, what each of them controls on your own. Each of these numbers signifies something. Oh, I just screwed it up. There we go. And I could tell you, but I think it would be better if you just figured it out on your own. It's not that difficult. I'm sure you can infer it. Just change a few numbers and see what happens. And I mean, if you figure that out and you're still itching for more action, you could try doing other shit, man. You know, the sky's the limit. You'll probably get a lot of errors and stuff, but that's all part of the game. But in the very least, I want you to figure out what each of these 5 numbers represents. And don't post it in the comments, because you're gonna like spoil it for everyone. I will tell you, I'll explain it in the next video. But I recommend you do not simply skip to the next video, and yeah, just try to figure it out for yourself. That is my challenge to you. And yeah, so